Welcome to your Angel Card collective reading for this week. I do want to give a bit of a public service announcement because there's quite a few mixed energies going on this week. I don't know if you felt it, but remember we are in this time where things are changing, we're moving, we're in Aquarius season now, and just things are really starting to shift. And we're still kind of going through this collapse from the 9 year into the 1 year, and we're still doing this shedding in terms of the year of the snake, and the year of the horse starts in a couple of weeks. Well, next week actually. So we're still going to be feeling a lot of these energies, and this is still going to keep coming up. But particularly as well this week, you might feel it even more so. And I have really felt drawn to Black Obsidian recently, and I went on holiday to Mexico. And whilst I was in Mexico, I went to Cancun and we went to visit some temples from the Mayan people. And what was really interesting is the Mayan people, they used to worship the sun, the moon, and Venus, because Venus was the closest planet that they could see. And what they would do is they would actually, offer gifts to these gods. And one of the gifts that they would offer would be black obsidian. So black obsidian would have been was discovered by archaeologists on site, and they would make tools out of it as well. And black obsidian is very good for kind of warding off negative energy. It's good for blocking kind of frequency from technology, and it's good for protecting from psychic attacks as well. So I'm wearing my black obsidian right now. I feel like it really needs to be worn this week, so that's why I'm wearing it. So if you haven't got yourself some black obsidian, I would really recommend getting some, just particularly through this time where we may need some kind of extra protection with all these energies happening. Okay, so let's do your reading for this week, and I wonder if anything of what I've said is going to kind of come through the cards, because that is quite often the case. So if you are not subscribed already to my channel, then please subscribe, because I put a reading on every Monday for you guys, and it means that you will automatically get the readings rather than having to search for it. So we're going to do 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what comes up this week. Okay, first card is, what do you desire? Okay, so we've had this before recently, and this card, this is a really good time for this card to come up, because as we're doing this shedding and we're moving into this Chinese New Year, and almost kind of into the spring equinox now, which will be in March, we're kind of shifting towards that. We're starting to think about what it is that we actually want moving forward, and starting to just, last week I was talking about just starting to put things in place, like these stepping stones, so that when the new year, the astrology new year begins, it doesn't feel like a big jump, because you've already kind of started to put things in place. So do that now. So think about what it is that you actually want, what you desire moving forward for this year. And just start to put in the stepping stones, because we're still in winter season. So obviously we don't need to do everything right now, but it's just about starting to think about it and just putting in some actions, or maybe just start talking to the people that you need to talk to. And the next one is blessing in disguise. Okay, so anything that's kind of felt like a bit of a problem recently is actually all going to work out for the best. So this is good confirmation for you, because I think a lot of people are really feeling the energy at the moment and really feeling emotional, and there's been a lot going on in terms of, I can see a lot of people career shifting, relationship shifting, and just know that this is all going to be for the greater good for you. It's a blessing in disguise. Okay, and then the final card is let your past go. Okay, which is a very interesting card again for this time of year, because it's again that kind of final shed that we're doing. We've just had the full moon in Leo, so again, like that full moon was kind of asking us to shed what we needed to in order to step into kind of our bold, brave selves. And Pisces, we're moving into Pisces season soon, and Pisces is very much about, you know, the intuition, the spiritual. And in order to kind of move into that frequency, we do need to do a little bit of identity shifting and you know, identity transformation. And sometimes that is about letting past identities go, and letting, you know, things be in the past and letting things go in order to kind of bring in the new, you know, to make space for the new. And I've done this before, as you know, as a teacher. I've had to shift identities. I've gone from being a teacher for, you know, 14 years to shifting to this identity of an entrepreneur, where I'm, you know, a property developer, landlord, and also spiritual guide as well. It's a massive shift, but in order to make that shift, I've had to deal with the grief and the loss of leaving teaching and having that as an identity for so long. But it's so important to do that in order to move forward. So what I would love to ask you with this card is, what is it at the moment that you feel is holding you back from stepping into this next version of you, this higher self of you? Because really it is you, right? It's not like a different person, but it's just a different kind of frequency. So you can already be that person, you can already embody them. It's just at the moment there's something just not lining up for you, something that you need to release and shed in order to kind of step forward with what it is that you actually want to do. And again, this goes back to, what do you desire, right? So it all very much stems from this, which is why I think this was the first card that came through. So think about what it is that you desire, what it is that you want. What do you actually want to do moving forward into this year? Any kind of situations, problems that have occurred, see them as a blessing in disguise. What lessons have you learned from them, or what lessons are you learning from them? And how will this impact how you move forward in the future? What reflection can be done from this? And then finally, what part of you needs to be shed, or what thing in your life needs to be let go of in order for you to move forward and do these things? Okay, so I'd love to know how these cards landed for you, how they resonated with you. So please comment below, because I'm always interested in to know your thoughts and your interpretation of the cards. And as I said, please subscribe to my channel in order to get the latest reading.